getting in on you, they get in your face, and then all of a sudden your stock's gone at 0. And that can happen from setup after setup, whether that be blizzards or grabs or anything along those lines. Tigerton on Byleth is going to help a hell of a lot more than Roy, because he's got bigger disjoints and a projectile. So he can keep Phrey away, so Phrey's going to have to try and fish for more of these opening options more than ever.
Right, you're going to be seeing immediate return to sender. And our first side beat is going to connect, catches the jump this time. Hopefully Phrey going to be keeping that one in the back pocket. Interesting to see that the Nair doesn't really split the Ice Climbers here. Obviously he does get that multi-hit disjoint. They're not quite strong enough to separate Nana just yet.
That he does, and Phrey used his classic side B to feel out the space, find his way in, find his way out. It does it all. There's the Blizzard Ledge. That could be a kill, but Tigerton works his way out. He's at 100 though. Bear in mind, it's only been a few seconds since the match has started, and he is in the red. Maybe gonna die any second.
Yeah, gets both hits of the upper. He hasn't been able to find the stock, but he's definitely been finding the damage. Unfortunately though, Byleth, no stranger to early kills, so he is gonna have to make sure he plays this safe around Tigerton. We see the roar of the crowd as they open up strong. Phrey just 30% on him for this first game here on PS2.
Exactly. Big Sybie once again finding his way in, as Phrey tends to do. And that Blizzard is really looking to freeze Tigerton, because the moment you get frozen by Blizzard, Phrey knows 1,000,001 ways to make your percent raise. And honestly, it's working out for him very well so far.
Yeah, maybe an entirely different game, but the Beyblade's definitely on deck every single day here at Wake Up on Trent. We're going to see landing there, but this time doesn't get the side switch there. Tries to go for the dash attack. A default option, very, very strong, and can catch you slipping. But speaking of that shield on notice, we're going to see Tigerton down 2 stocks.
I think this is the one time I've heard the entirety of Savage Gear Smash popping off for Phrey rather than against them. But here we go. He tries to find his way in with that side again. Tigerton pulls it out, but not the second. You always expect the first, but not the second or even the third.
Right, this time we are going to see both hits. Yeah, and it seems like Tigerton is slowly trying to figure out this matchup. This one may not be recoverable without a couple of bad mistakes on Phrey.
The desync Blizzard is terrifying on your shield there. It just shreds it down to nothing.
Right, so we're going to miss once again. Tries to use the bow to get up, and he is going to catch the jump. AI Climber not even going to get time to fall to the blast zone as Phrey finally loses his first stock. Tigerton, finally making his way in, getting himself on the board. We'll see how much more distance he can build in this matchup, getting ready for game 2.
Obviously, Tigerton is trying to use these aerial disjoints as much as he can to keep Phrey away. We're seeing a lot of forward air and back air. Up two's going to be keeping him in the air, because obviously Ices can struggle to land. So if he can keep juggling with up air, it would have looked a hell of a lot better than it does now.
Yeah, the back air going to come out. We did kind of expect that. Unfortunately, we weren't really able to see him separate the AI Climbers, even when we saw that first big whiff there with the Blizzard. Wasn't able to land that forward air connection for anything more than just that. A shaky first game, but still plenty of time. Obviously, there's been a little bit of downtime between top 16 and these qualifiers for top 8. So hopefully you can use these next games to both physically and metaphorically warm up back into the set.
Not to mention as well, both of these players have their pocket character picks that they can just bust out at any point. Tigerton, not his pocket being the character we saw game 1, I'm guessing. So anything could happen going forward. It's all about adaptation, and game 1 is all about the download.
All right, so we're going to be going into Battlefield. Obviously in the Yuki format, if you are running 9 stages, you get those 3 bands. And there's plenty of variety here if you do really want to try and force a particular kind of stage, even with the bands. Let's go, Phrey. Challenge getting loud and proud. Definitely playing to shut out the invaders, but Byleth is going to be the pick all through this winner's side as Tigerton comes in, this time on his counter pick. Once again, no jump in this first string.
Phrey already leading with a nice 45%, and it's only rising. The moment he finds one of these desyncs, he can cover double the space. Like, look at that. He can desync on the platform. We'd see him do that all the time with the Blizzard, just to find as much stage control as he can.
Right, this time we're going to see catching him on the main climber through shield. A little bit of stutter step there, and we're going to see the platform is actually looking really, really good for Ice Climbers. It feels like Phrey's able to just control even more space with this platform layout currently.
He definitely can use it. He has allowed this character to hell and back, and it shows. Tigerton finally landing one of his first solid hits of the game. See if he can run away with it, but Phrey knows how to keep him out. When you toss out that Blizzard, yes, it's a hitbox, but it also completely rules out the opponent. So unless they've got a big disjoint or a projectile, they can't do anything about it.
And this might be one of the few matchups that we might actually see Byleth struggle to get back to stage. Obviously, we don't really see much of the icicles. It's not the most useful move in Ice Climber's kit, but the angle it goes down, it might actually be able to catch Byleth before they manage to get that DLC tether out.
very much can. It is the longest tether in the game, but it is a tether nonetheless, so it can still be caught and exploited, which is exactly where Ice Climbers excel.
Alright, we're going to see, but no, the up smash goes the wrong way. Double parry, but no punish. Seems like Tigerton's defense is getting better and better, but unfortunately, we're just really not seeing that offense that we know Byleth to excel at really come to fruition here.
Very, very true. Runs across the stage. Nana not shielding in time, and both of them taking the full. Tries to space forward air, but Tigerton only finds the nair as the intro option, but it's actually working, and he signs to juggle Phrey, keeping him high up in the air. Misses the second up air, and he's back on the stage. Nana takes the fall for Popo, and Phrey can find even more damage.
Yeah, unfortunately not able to do much. He's going to trade on the force smash and not going to get the full connection. But we're starting to see Tigerton abuse the fact that the hit lag is going to be there if he does hit the AI climber and try and throw off Phrey's timing. He's going to tie this up, and really, despite the fact he lost his stock relatively early, only 55%, he's pretty much brought this back to an even game. Just a couple of interactions is all Byleth really needs to bring this to a tied scoreline in terms of percent.
Very, very true. Tigerton trying to find more damage on Phrey, but I believe he's only really been hitting Nana so far. But do keep in mind that Nana and Popo do have separate percent pools, so the more he bullies her, the further she's going to get knocked back whenever he hits the pair. Which means it's going to be easier to separate them apart and kill one more than the other.
And Nana also just that native just multiplier on her knockback, just to make her a little bit easier to separate, even if you can't get that main damage onto each of them. We're going to see the poke out now, and now he's having Phrey play on the back foot. We talked about it. You're definitely playing a much harder to kill game here on the Ice Climbers. The kill power of Byleth definitely cannot be underestimated at all, and Tigerton showing that experience there, not letting the first game shake him, making the adaptations here, playing around those extended hitboxes. You want to play as a Geo, you can die as one too.
Exactly. Phrey lands on that top platform, tries to find his way down, finally gets the air smash, pops Tigerton off the side, and the sneaky arrow will be hitting Nana, sorry, big damage, but the up smash finally takes the stock, resetting both players to their last stock scenario. If Tigerton takes this, that means we're going to be seeing one more game of these two playing. But oh no! Nana doesn't go to ledge?
Yeah, sometimes the thing that makes you want to drop Ice Climbers, just the random Nana death, sometimes it just has to happen. Donate one Nana to the stock gods. So we'll see if Phrey can knock out Tigerton from the winner's bracket with the Sopo, whether we're going to be going to game 3. Remember, still in that best of 3 part of the bracket.
Obviously, it's not over yet. The Sopo dream still lives on. He can find something off of this. Yeah, big forward air off of the side B. And they're looking very similar percents. That was almost a very cheeky steal from the tether. Pops Tigerton up, tries to find anything else, gets the up air. It's the dream's more than alive. It's thriving. Tigerton's percent has raised up to almost the same as Phrey's.
There are two kinds of Ice Climbers players here. Those that see the end being near as soon as Nana disappears, and those that were just letting Nana hold them back. Unfortunately, your up smash not quite as impressive when you don't have the second climber in the back pocket. We're going to see an up smash for up smash and 1-1 at the end of 2 games.
There's one more game in the tank, and it's going to be a game of stamina. If both players lock onto the same characters, then it's going to be who can carry on the momentum that they found in their respective games quicker, first, and who used the knowledge that they've gained first out of the 2 of them.
All right, so we're actually going to see the run back here on that similar stage. Same characters, no surprise there.
Direct run back. Neither of them happy with how the last game left off and looking to capitalize on what they found there.
Going to be taking that top loss zone just a little bit lower and also getting rid of that middle platform. To be fair, I don't really think we actually saw it get used, so Phrey going to be looking to make use of those same side platforms to set up those double blizzards and cover that same sort of space as before. But now we're going to be playing that slightly manlier game. Both of these guys going to be dropping much earlier if they can get their kill setups.
Look, now, don't tell anyone I told you this, but do not take Phrey to a stage that has 2 platforms on it. This and PS2 is this boy's home. He lives on these stages, labs on these stages, and thrives on these stages. If you take him to the stage with 2 platforms, he is going to not only have a just advantage in knowledge, but an advantage in mentality. He feels so comfy here in PS2.
Yeah, you may be comfy, but Nana definitely didn't get the memo. She's going to be forcefully evicted from a small battlefield. We're not going to see the down tilt connect. The panic roll-on is going to get punished. And now Tigerton, really, you can start to hear the Fire Emblem music. And it definitely feels like this is more his counter pick.
That down tilt could have been huge at like any more percent.
Yeah, once again, that tether just so strong, and the up smash is going to connect, catches Phrey jumping. It seems like Tigerton's been able to really make use of these long-lasting multi-hits to try and ensnare Nana, even if the air dodge comes out and manages to catch Phrey. Just the fact that these two have different knockback multipliers means they're constantly going to be getting split, even if they get hit by the same move.
And it's why you tend to frequently see Phrey as Popo jump outwards towards Nana so they can sync back up before side being back to the stage to safety.
All right, going to see once again Climbers almost trading places as Phrey gets ready to try and take his engage, but first he needs to get his turn, pushing the advance multiple times. We're going to see the chorus kick in, but can the Fire Emblem hero make his way back to stage, or is he going to be on the receiving end of an iceberg? He just barely makes it back. The fail knot comes out.
Just like his in-game tag, the fail knot is working wonders for Tigerton as Phrey looks to get in. Anything could potentially kill here. Any kind of smash tag, any kind of grab, setup, side B, anything could lead to a potential stock taken. But yeah, I was going to say, the scary thing is Tigerton is right there as well, ready to take this stock from Phrey. And
it definitely feels like he's figured out the up smash at these low kill percents, or that these mid-ranges is definitely what he wants to do. Even if he does get punished for it, if he can take Ice Climber's second climber off the field, then it's going to make it much easier to get the damage back with interest.
That it is. Basically, if I'm Phrey right now, I am just looking at staying alive. I want to get damage on Tigerton. I want to get him to these kill percents so that when I lose this stock and me and my partner come back, we are ready to take this stock and move instantly on to the next. So currently, yeah, it's a game of defensive play, survival, and chip damage.
Yeah, this one definitely Tigerton's to lose. But it's not like the projectiles really do all that much. Phrey does actually, unfortunately, have to subject himself to a good old-fashioned scrapping if he is going to get any real damage. We see the solo blizzard and the simple down throw up air, but nothing for it. Unfortunately, the single climber down air not going to do anything there against the disjoint on it. That up tilt, a swordie in truth, as all Fire Emblem characters are.
Very, very true. And that's the big thing about this matchup as well, right? Those tether moves, the up B, that's only going to grab one climber. And no matter what one you grab, the other one's still going to be able to do something about it. And honestly, it's probably going to put you in more disadvantage than you gain.
Yeah, haven't really seen it too much. Look at the shield damage there on the double blizzard at close range. But immediately making use of the full tools in the pocket. We talk about Link as a character that just has all these extra tools in addition to being a swordie, but the Swiss Army knife that is Byleth is already once again managed to claim the AI climber, and now Phrey, a Sopo against the world, manages to spot dodge and fight his way back in, but he's not long for this world. Just a single good hit here from Byleth could be curtains for once again another Horde member, another Staff's representative in the winner's bracket.
I am such a big fan of how patient Phrey is off stage. Most people in Sopo panic the moment they get put off into that ether, but Phrey takes his time. He saves his jump, he saves his air dodge. Every single part of his kit comes into play when he's off stage to make sure he's going to make it back safe and sound.
Tigerton not overextending there, just quite happy to take center stage and throw out these hitboxes, see if he can catch a roll in. Ultimately, he's not nearly in as much trouble if we do see the Ice Climbers connect, but unfortunately, not going to connect with the ledge. And Phrey, of course, you're going to have to back out and into the loser's bracket and clap up for the crowd. And another top seed makes it into top 8.